my God, I feel like a lot of stuff is just really hitting me tonight. I don't want to cry, but I also don't really care if I do. Sometimes like crying just feels good. Like it just feels right. And it feels like it really fits the situation. And I like being able to just express how I'm feeling. And I really, really hate feeling like I have to hide or like I just have to suffocate and push down what's already been pushed down so many times. So at this point, I'm like, if I'm gonna cry, then like, just let it flow. Like, just let it happen. Like that, my real priority above not wanting to cry is being honest. And if being honest requires me to cry, then honesty is gonna take the priority. What is this even about? So I've been working on this super long project that I'm calling the weight loss journey. I don't know how much footage I have, which is probably the most intimidating part of this, but like just of what I have and what I've cut so far is already like over 3 hours. And it's footage that I have collected since like 2020 was the earliest file I could recover, the earliest one I could find. The common theme in the whole thing is me wanting to lose weight and me repeatedly trying and trying again and trying again and failing. If there's anything I can take away from my successful run that I had about a year and a half-ish ago, as I got deeper and deeper into it, I was kind of reflecting and I was like, this is not like the beginning always sucks. The beginning is the hardest part. And I feel like that's like the most that you have to work, because later you have the experience of everything you learned in the beginning. So you're experienced in it, you're practiced at it, and everything just becomes so much simpler, especially meal prep wise, because by then you've already found all these recipes that you love and you can keep making them and doing whatever. Like working out at that point is now like a habit, or like you just show up, like you just do it. And especially the eating part, like when it's simple rules that aren't that hard to follow, you just keep doing it. But the first few weeks that you're in it, it's all so freaking new. And like, even if I've been here so many times before, like it doesn't hurt less. It always sucks cutting sugar or cutting caffeine, like whatever the thing is that I'm doing. You go through those cravings, like you have to go through the hardest part when you're like the least experienced, the least practiced at it to get to being good. And I have long felt that me as a beginner was the bravest and the hardest, the absolute hardest I had worked my entire journey. Like when I had already lost the 30 pounds at like the ending point, I looked the fittest I had ever looked in the whole journey. I looked the healthiest that I had ever been the whole entire journey. I had lost the most weight at that point. But even then, I recognized that the absolute hardest I had to work, the most stubborn I had to be about my goals and about following through, was like the day 1 to like day 30. That first month, that first maybe 4 or 5 weeks are terrible. Like it's so terrible. And it's like, if you can show up, if you can do it, if you can grind through that, it's going to be so much easier once you're in the middle. Like the middle will have its own challenges. And it was a middle challenge that took me out the first time around. I was successful for a while. It was the longest run I had ever had. It was 132 days. And then I get to the middle and I don't know. I really think I got frustrated with feeling like I was eating the same thing and I hadn't been able to like eat food that I enjoyed as often as I wanted to, because I was trying to like just keep my head down and grind through weight loss and get all the weight off and then worry about it later. But I think that it really burnt me out. The fact that I was making the same recipes because I got lazy in the kitchen. Getting lazy in the kitchen really burnt me out of the recipes that I was making that went from like more extravagant, like making my own sauces and like a lot of toppings and stuff, to like bare bones, like canned stuff that I didn't even prefer. And it just wasn't a good mix anymore. So getting burnt out on a diet and not like giving myself the trust to start to mix it up a little bit, or to even experiment with something equally as lean. And exercise wise, I basically like totally quit. I mean, I was getting busy with the new relationship and working night shift and family stressors, like old family stressors. I really didn't think that I had processed well. A lot of stuff was piling up, and I think that the biggest part of all of it, like 80% of it, was probably because I already saw so much progress. That like, because I was halfway there and so many of my reasons for wanting to lose weight had been resolved, I let myself get lazy. And keeping all of that stuff in mind, I know that like at the end of the day, when I am like 4 or 5 months into this, I am not gonna give a shit if I started on a Sunday, on a Monday, on a Wednesday night. Like, the start date really doesn't matter. I will always acknowledge and respect the shit out of myself for the things that I did, like the efforts I went to, the discipline, the hardest that I will ever have to work at this. And it's wild because once I've been so deep into it before, I have been like, I don't know what I was so afraid of. I don't know why I took so long, why I dragged my feet so long ahead of the start line. My numbers at today, day 1, 193 pounds. 193. Day 1, 193. Oops, sorry. Trying to get into my thoughts this morning. And to be honest, I don't have many because I really just woke up and I don't have many thoughts. First thing in the morning. Today's day 1. I feel like when I woke up, it was like already the first thing on my mind. The only thing I'm really thinking of right now. I think right now I'm just kind of nervous about getting a headache because I feel like cutting out sugar, like added sugar, is just gonna feel kind of, I don't know, wonky most likely. And I think that, I don't know, I just don't want to get a headache from it. And hi, Bunny. Oh, what'd I do? Meow. Okay. like a out and about kind of an outfit. This is like a mismatched, like, I'm just hanging out. I'm just trying to stay warm. Like, it's chilly, it's cold. I'm not planning on going anywhere for a while, so just hanging out. It snowed so much more. Because of the little pill that I just took, which is my levothyroxine, which is synthetic thyroid hormone, because my thyroid doesn't like to work. Because of that, I can't have anything extra to eat or drink, like anything besides water, for the first half hour to an hour after I take that med. Right now I'm just sipping on some water, and I have 2 meals already good to go in the fridge from my last meal prep. One of them is like a Greek chicken with broccoli and this like lemon quinoa blend that I made. If I said lemon quinoa, I meant rice quinoa blend. I'm so sorry. Remember, it's like, I just woke up like 20 minutes ago, so forgive me. And then I have like this tilapia with spaghetti squash, like so much spaghetti squash, because this is my first time making spaghetti squash. I had no idea how much it was gonna make. It made a lot, which is cool. I like it, actually. I like it quite a lot. With spaghetti squash and green beans. Oh, and then I also have a ton of green beans left over. So those are my 2 meals that I already have done. And then I've got some salmon that I get in the fridge that I guess I could do something with. And I have extra vegetables like extra green beans and a ton of Brussels sprouts that I haven't touched, and some potatoes. So I do have options today. I do have, you know, protein that I can find and stuff like that. But I want to go shopping because we're out of cottage cheese. Mine's not good anymore, and I actually am on the cottage cheese fad. Bunny, it's the bunny show. So right now I'm just setting myself up to do a little bit of editing, since I have like a couple projects I'm working on right now, and I don't know, I'd like to get this video out soon, this one that you and I are talking on right now, because I don't know, I think it's gonna help with some accountability, and also like making this more real, that like I'm really doing this, like the time is here, and I would like to just put out more weight loss content about stuff that I'm doing right now, instead of only working on like my long-term projects, or talking about other weight loss influencers, or having like weight loss tips. I'd rather like also show my journey and get started with that. Working on some blueberry banana pancakes from a recipe I found online. Hopefully they turn out good, but it's kind of sticking, or I'm just being way too impatient. Probably both. So honestly, today I wish I could have done a bit more vlogging, but I don't know, I just got like super tired at one point and was just kind of hanging out and relaxing and playing a bit of Sims, working on some scheduling things for the channel. And yeah, overall like a pretty chill day, but it is Sunday, so I'm just kind of taking it as a chillax kind of day. I gotta say though, I'm really impressed with myself that I didn't cave, because I definitely wanted to go out to eat earlier. But didn't do that, and instead stayed home and continued making food. It is such a tragedy though that I forgot my leftovers from the salmon and all of the Brussels sprouts I made, and like the sweet potato. I had dished them up into their own like leftover dishes, and then I put them in the microwave to keep them away from a bunny, and this is the first time I've ever forgotten a finished dish in the microwave, so that had to be trashed, unfortunately. Are these ready to flip? I can't tell. I might be failing this. The first one didn't make it.